Okay, you know my name, right? Arjun. I'm that guy who gets fed up with the city crowd and sometimes just takes off alone towards some mountains, into some deep forest. I used to find peace in that darkness, in that silence, but not anymore. Now, I can't even look towards the dark woods from my own bedroom window. This all started with a project. I had signed a contract for wildlife photography to document a forest that was completely unknown to people. The Kalindi Forest Reserve. Locals called it the Garden of Ghosts. I thought they were just rumors. I was excited. I was alone, but I was prepared. The first 2 days were completely normal. I captured some deer, exotic birds. At night, I'd sleep in my tent. The sounds of the forest crickets, owl hoots, the creaking of trees, they were my lullaby. The third night, that's when everything changed. I was about to sleep when suddenly I heard footsteps outside the tent. As if someone was circling my tent. I thought it must be an animal. I picked up my torch, unzipped the tent, and stepped out. There was nothing, but a little distance away, between the trees, I saw something. A man, standing completely straight. His posture was perfectly fine, but his neck was bent, crooked to one side, as if someone had broken it and left it like that. He was so still in the darkness, he looked like a statue. Then, suddenly, he slowly turned his head at a completely unnatural angle. A crunch sound came, like bones grinding. I tried to scream, but no sound came out. I pointed my torch towards him. He had vanished. I thought it was stress or a trick of the eyes. I went back into the tent, but sleep had fled. I stayed awake all night, straining my ears at every sound. In the morning, when I went out, there in front of my tent, on the ground, were footprints, but they were strange. The toes were too long, and they were too curled, as if the bones in that foot were completely broken. And those footprints came directly up to my tent, and then went back into the forest. That day, I couldn't work. I was dreading the night. I thought about leaving the camp and going back, but the contract and my own stubbornness stopped me. Night came. I kept my camera ready and a hunting knife too. I sat down and began to wait. Around midnight, that sound came again. But this time, the sound was coming from inside the tent, right next to me. I turned on my torch and looked. Nothing was there, but the sound kept coming, as if someone was standing right beside me, dragging their foot on the ground. Then my mobile phone screen lit up by itself. I looked at it. There was a photo on it, a close-up photo. That man with the twisted neck, he was now standing right in front of my tent's fabric. His face was empty. No eyes, no nose, just a flat, mottled patch of skin, but that same ghastly angle of his neck. I threw the phone away. I tried to run outside. The tent's zip was locked from the inside. How? I had locked it from the inside myself. I tried to cut my way out with the knife through the canvas. When I got out, it was standing right in front of me. Now I could see it clearly. Its body was human, but its joints were at completely unnatural angles, black and crusty, as if someone had assembled a puppet wrong. Its hands and feet were bent towards the ground. Its head was now tilted completely backwards, so it could look straight at me. Its face had no features, just a deep, terrifying silence. I ran through the entire forest. As far as the eye could see, there was darkness. I didn't look back. I just kept running. Amidst the rustling of leaves, the sound of branches breaking, between all that, I heard my own breath. Suddenly, a ditch appeared in front of me. I stopped. That ditch didn't look natural. It was a perfect circle. Something was shimmering inside it. I looked down. There, in the middle of the ditch, they all were the 10th of August. 12 men, all in the same pose. All their heads bent, joints unnatural, empty patches instead of faces. They were all standing perfectly still, as if they had been manufactured in a factory. And then, all at once, they turned their heads. Their lifeless, featureless faces turned towards me. I gathered my last bit of courage and started running from there. I don't know how long or in which direction I ran until I reached a road. A truck driver picked me up. I lay unconscious in his vehicle. When I came to, I told him everything. He didn't have much to say. He was just quiet. When I got off, he said one thing. No one goes to Kalindi, son. People don't live there. They are made. The forest remakes them in its own image. Bro, it's been 2 months since that day, but I still feel like something is watching me, staring at me. Sometimes from the corner of a cabinet, sometimes from the darkness outside the window. I have removed all the mirrors from my house, and sometimes, when it gets too quiet, I hear it. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Now that sound comes from inside my bedroom.